The buck stops at the top. We're talking owners. Let's rank the 24 Championship club owners from worst to best. 24, West Brom, Guchan Lay. Worrying times at West Brom. The club is thought to be on the edge. No more Premier League, no more parachutes, scary loans taken out, and that's before we even reach the pitch. Fan protests have been going on. Fingers crossed things get sorted soon one way or another. 23, Birmingham City, Birmingham Sports Holdings. Points deductions, stadium closures. Nobody even knew who they really were at times, but they are on their way out, and Blues will have new owners next season once the Hong Kong Stock Exchange announces. Surely it's going to get better. 22, Sheffield Wednesday, Dafon Chansiri. There's plenty of times I'd have had Mr. Chansiri right at the bottom of this list. He bet the house on getting Wednesday to the Premier League, missed out in the playoff final, and it's been chaos ever since. I'll give him credit. They're back up and it's been much quieter. Can he get it right in the Championship second time around? 21, Cardiff City, Vincent Tan. Not the most popular owner. Cardiff fans aren't pleased with the ever-shrinking financial position. Their managers come in and go in, and another tough season expected. The wider football world also hasn't quite ever forgiven him for changing the club's colours briefly from blue to red. 20, Swansea, Kaplan, Levine and Silverstein. These guys took Swansea during a historic top flight run, and they were back in the Championship not too long after. It's been 5 seasons in the second tier, and although they always seem to hire good managers, none want to hang about. Perhaps Russell Martin's post-transfer window press conference would explain that better than I'd be able to. 19, QPR, Total Soccer Growth. In some ways, QPR do really well given their size and all of the other competition in London. Owner-wise, though, it's been a bit of a car crash lately. They've got in the way a club legend in Les Ferdinand as director of football, and he's not crazy popular either. The profile of managers they've brought in is a bit all over the place. There's plenty of debt, and they were in the Premier League when this all started. Not the best. 18, Southampton Sport Republic. Look, probably a bit of a tough take, this one, as we only have 18 months of evidence. At the start of that, Southampton were 14th in the Premier League. They're now in the Championship. Maybe good times are about to come, but as of right now, it's hard to be any more positive. 17, Watford, the Pozzo family. The Pozzos, probably the most infamous name on this list. On the one hand, the club has been in the Premier League for 6 seasons under their watch. On the other, the constant firing of managers has been the source of much talk right through the football world. Never a dull moment, I guess. 16, Huddersfield, Dean Hoyle. Bit of a placeholder, this one, as we're expecting US money man Kevin Nagel's takeover to complete very, very soon. Dean Hoyle has been kind of holding the fort and trying to keep things stable. New start for Huddersfield and better times ahead, perhaps. 15, Blackburn Rovers, the Venkies. Now, there would have been a time the Venkies would have been right down at the bottom of this list. After the start of their reign, saw them become a bit of a laughingstock, frankly. Premier League, all the way down to League One, that isn't ideal, but I would say the past 4 or 5 seasons have been much more stable, and they've been closer to the top than the bottom of the Championship in the majority of those. 14, Stoke City, Bet365 Group. Now, the Coates family cannot be faulted for pouring the cash in at Stoke and giving them an absolutely brilliant 10-season Premier League run. We just can't ignore, though, the last 5 years as Stoke have floundered in the bottom half of the Championship. FFP right on the edge a couple of times, and a series of managers have tried and failed. Of course, the buck has to stop at the top. 13, Preston North End, the Hemmings family. And here is the classic support versus success football fan owner tension. The late Trevor Hemmings bailed Preston out and then returned them to being a competitive Championship force. Have they been good owners? Yes. Do Preston fans want a little bit more out of their ownership? Also yes. 12. Norwich City, Delia Smith. Delia has had amazing longevity back to the 90s, lots of promotions and relegations with Norwich. The issue I have is that whenever I speak to Norwich fans about Delia, they do seem to feel it's a bit of a thank you and time to move on in order for the club to take the next step forward. That's why I've got to put her in the middle. 11. Coventry City, Doug King. Okay, Doug King has only been in since January. Not too much to go on, but Coventry did reach the playoff final. King's popularity, though, is far more down to who he isn't. That would be the previous owner, of course. Much good work has been done in the past there. Can King continue it? 10. Hull City, Adrian Ilichali. Similar story at Hull as at Coventry. The fans just did not like the previous owners at all. So Ilichali still kind of has that new car smell about him. Not all the operational stuff has been that great so far, but the club does feel more upwardly mobile now. Proof will be in the pudding next season for sure. 9. Leeds United, Andrea Radrizzani. Look, we're probably into the actual final days of Radrizzani's run as Leeds owner now. The 49ers deal is nearly over the line and will be official very, very soon. It's all gone a bit sour over the past couple of seasons, but taking a sleeping giant and returning them to the Premier League after so long away surely cannot easily be forgotten. 8. Bristol City, Steve Lansdowne. Now, although he's never managed to take the final step into the Premier League, Lansdowne has built this club up over so many years now, and the structure is very, very good indeed. Stadium, training ground, all ready. Can he get the right manager and team combination on the pitch and finish the deal? 7. Ipswich Town, game changer. In terms of impact, Ipswich's owners is just massive. The club was in a sorry state and it's been turned around completely in the past couple of seasons. Yes, plenty has been spent and things will be much harder in that regard at Championship level, but the transformation has been something pretty special leading into last season's promotion back into the Championship. 6. Sunderland, Kirill Louis-Dreyfus. This guy's only 25 years old, for goodness sake, and under his watch we've seen Sunderland come from League One and all the way up into the Championship playoffs. Far more importantly, though, is the comical Netflix era. Sunderland Till I Die has gone. The fans are re-engaged and the club looks far more back to its old self once again. 5. Millwall, John Berylson. Berylson has very carefully guided Millwall into becoming a top half Championship challenger. They've fallen short of the playoffs, but the trend has generally been up and up. We don't see flash spending and things are kept very quiet on contracts, fees and transfer links. It's a unique club, a tight ship and a definite puncher of its weight. 4. Plymouth Argyle, Simon Hallett. Plymouth have come up from League 2 all the way to the Championship now under Simon Hallett. Operationally, they've been absolutely superb. Good manager hires, good succession planning, good player recruitment, sensible spending. And now, only one level below the Premier League. Can they stabilise in the second tier? If they can, who knows where the trend could go. 3. Rotherham United, Tony Stewart. Stewart took Rotherham out of administration and then from League 2 all the way up to the Championship, and finally last season they managed to stay there. It's been a long journey. Rotherham have changed division 8 times under Tony Stewart, but I love the complete refusal to breach budgets and accept making losses in the face of other clubs gambling here, there and everywhere. This has been a great case study for owners of clubs of all sizes. 2. Middlesbrough, Steve Gibson. Gibson has done nearly 3 decades now running Middlesbrough, involved in saving them from liquidation in the 1980s and as owner since 1994. Borough, where 11 straight seasons at the top level, has been Championship for most of the past 15. But Gibson remains a big benefactor, popular with the fans, committed, and was in the playoffs again last season. 1. Leicester City King Power. Okay, they have just been relegated, but very simply, surely every Championship club dreams of getting to the Premier League. Well, these guys did that, and then they won the damn thing, and the FA Cup too. That alone feels like it just simply can't be topped by any of these owners now. Probably not by many owners in future either. There you go, there is my Championship owner rankings. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. I know it's tricky for fans to know about even your own club's owners, let alone every single other one. So if you just want to focus on the club you support and maybe give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for your club's owners, that works for me. Absolutely fine. I will, of course, reply to as many of your comments as I can. But look, if you've just written an overly emotional comment about the rankings, then I am speaking to you directly right here, right now. It's a list, it's subjective, it's a discussion starter. Calm down, okay? Most fans only consider their club, and whatever I say, good, bad, average, they always want me to be more flattering because it makes them feel good. Now look, I do really want to talk football with each and every one of you in the comments. If we can get past the crazy, I'm always here for a good balanced chat and look forward to learning from your thoughts. Speaking of rankings, we haven't just done the owners, we've ranked all the stadiums too. Click here to see the complete rundown. Yes, some of them are rundown. The complete rundown of all 24 Championship stadiums for the 2023-24 season.